I've been playing video games since I was a kid, and by this point, I've definitely lost count of the amount I've played. But did you know I used to make fan games? And they were so good that I caught Nintendo's attention and was forced to take them down. Good times. But enough about that. Today I'd like to talk about the kinds of games I used to make. In your mind, what's the most ambitious crossover of all time? Infinity War? Super Smash Bros? Or some series I've never heard of? Well, how about Mario or The Sims? People are wanting that, right? Anyways, I made a couple of Mario Sims games, if you can call them that. There are also 4 Mario SimCity games, but I'll get to those later. Let's get into Super Mario Bros. Sims. Deluxe. Because spelling it like that makes it cool, obviously. You can tell just how much effort it took me to draw this title. It must have taken years. To start the game, you move Mario to the character you want to play with. Each will control differently. However, once you get into the game, multiple people can play at once on the same machine as long as there are multiple player characters in a specific area, which includes a piranha plant for some reason. I don't know why not. Anyways, at first you start in either Mario or Luigi's house, and you can go to bed, play a little minigame on that giant Game Boy thing, use the freaking toilet, eat the mushroom on the floor, or drink out of the water dish. Are Mario and Luigi like your pets in this game or something? The actual gameplay is pretty simple. You go outside and explore looking around for missions to complete. Each can be done in any order since, well, there's nothing you'll really earn or unlock other than a message saying you completed the mission. Each of them seems to have poison mushrooms to avoid touching, much like the Game Boy minigame that I mentioned earlier. Also, a couple of them have toilets? Was I going through a phase where I was obsessed with f***ing toilets? There's also a game of Pong. This shouldn't be too bad. Uh-oh. That's not supposed to happen. As you'd expect, 2 players take control and try to send the ball, or square, to the other side. However, from what I can tell, their scores seem to be combined. I couldn't figure out how to properly keep track of different scores, could I? You can also take control of the piranha plant here, and it just breaks the game even more. 10 out of 10, best game ever. There's also a bonus mode which allows you to choose from a selection of minigames, or should I say, like, 1. You can tell that I was planning on doing much more, but not much got done. In this minigame, you have Mario and Luigi dodge the piranha plant while it goes to eat its food. Everyone is controlled by a player. Sadly, I couldn't figure out what the game even was until I looked at the description. In the end, this was a very flawed game. Let's see if the sequel is any better. Oh yeah, scrolling title. We're off to a great start. And it's just Mario and Luigi sharing a house. Well, you can choose how many floors you want your house to have, even if you can't tell that the stairs are stairs, and you can place objects around the house with keyboard controls because I didn't know how to make a menu. I love how there are several hand-drawn items, and then Mario, Luigi, and the walls were ripped straight from Super Mario World. And they don't have any animation this time. They're just still images. Wow, a whole lot of effort must have gone into this. Okay, so this isn't that great either, but at least you can shower. We've taken control of Mario and Luigi as if they were dolls or something, but how about we make cities in their world? In the first game, we're given the option to be good or evil. I'm a good boy, so I'll choose to be good. There isn't much to the game. All you do is place buildings and Goombas on the screen with keyboard controls since I couldn't properly make a menu at the time. The only things on it that really do anything are the weather effects, taking loans, and paying or refusing to pay the bills, which will result in you going to jail. On to the second game. This time, instead of just a choice between good or bad, we have a new full option which combines the features of both modes. The game itself is 2-player for some reason and split screen. 2 players can move Mario and Luigi around and I guess either share the cursor or get a third person to use it? I don't really know, it's been years since I made this. The big difference is there's more stuff you can place, which includes fire. Wow, dem graphics! I tried playing the third one next, but I couldn't really figure anything out, but it seems the entire second game is in here too. There are also minigames to play, but I didn't look at them. I was more curious about the online feature. From what I can tell, it isn't really online, and I was only trying to simulate online play, but really poorly. But at least you can read the manual, or should I say book as the game calls it? The last one is Mario SimCity 4. There are a few multiplayer minigames to play that aren't really anything special, as well as links to Nintendo's website and the official site for SimCity. The game is pretty much the same as the previous ones. You're given an area to place items. The toolbar on the top isn't anything like it was in the previous games, and it only gives you options to change music playing, save your city, load a city, take out a loan, or pay your bills. And like the first game, you can refuse to pay and go to jail. Glad the best feature has returned. As expected, in this game there are more items you can place and several disasters you can use to destroy the placed items. It's nothing fantastic, but it's a huge improvement after the previous 3. This means we can look forward to my work getting better, right? Well, let's find out. Next is Mario Party PC. You can tell by the crappy rip of the logo that this is going to be great. And it's just a minigame collection with only single-player minigames. Pretty obvious I was going to do more since there are more sections on the screen. 4-player, 1 vs 3, 2 vs 2, duel, 2 vs 1, battle, and... what does that say? Oh, rare. It was really hard to read since the font color is pretty close to the backgrounds. Well, let's go over the minigames. Barrel dodge is exactly what it sounds like. You move around dodging barrels before the time runs out. I didn't know how to make an actual time counter at the time, so I just put together an animated sprite that moves at a set speed and then ends the minigame once the animation is done. The goal of Lakitu Brigade is to make it to the end without getting touched by the wall of Lakitus chasing after you. In Blooper Click, you need to click all the bloopers before the time runs out. Oil Bin Flame has you dodging flames being sent out by the oil bins in the corners of the screen until the time runs out. In Cherry Cooker, you have to collect all the cherries without getting touched by fire. I couldn't do it. Next is Brick Blitz, just run into the bricks before the time runs out. That's it. The next minigame is Sky High. In this one, just dodge the barrels as they come at you until time runs out. In Polluted Ocean, you play as a blooper and your goal, I think, is to get out or something? I don't really know because I died. Block Hopper is a platformer with really bad physics because I was never good at programming them, and lastly there's Lakitu's Rage, which has you dodging walls of Lakitus until time runs out. They actually stop coming for a while before the time runs out. Nothing that great here either. Well, how about this then? Like Super Mario Bros? Want to mess that game up? Well, try Hello Hacker. Hello Hacker is a modification of a Super Mario Bros. Engine made in Game Maker by a user named Hello that gets a lot of for being buggy and being used as a level editor by many. The latter of which I don't really get what the problem is, but that's not important here. Anyways, in Hello Hacker, you can place several items and enemies, including more Marios, and even change the setting of where you're playing. It's fun to play around with for a little while, but that's it. Let's try a better, more serious Mario game, Super Mario Bros. 3 The Lost World. Made with Mario Builder, a fan-made Super Mario Bros. 3 game creation tool. It's a single-world Super Mario Bros. 3 fan game that's honestly pretty challenging. But it must not be way too difficult since I actually managed to beat every level back then and managed to get to the end where you're told to jump off the edge. What? I guess it was so you'd stay in this world and be able to continue playing, but it's still weird. To finish up, let's cover one more game made with Mario Builder, Mario & Luigi Spies, The Search for Mega Man. Oh, another crossover. As soon as we get into it, Mario is informed by Dr. Light that Mega Man has disappeared, and then Roll explains that to hear one of them talk, Mario, or Luigi, will have to hit the message boxes. Once Mario reaches the end of the level, Luigi tells him that Bowser is in Mega City, since I guess that's a city in Mega Man according to me way back then, and suspects Bowser's up to something. After that is a save point. I set it up this way because only certain types of levels would save your game in Mario Builder, and I wanted the player to be able to save after every level. Next we take control of Luigi, who's exploring what I assume to be the sewer below Mega City, and Mario lets him know that he is investigating Dr. Wily's house. The level ends with Luigi finding where Bowser might be hiding. Next, we're playing as Mario and find out that Bowser filled Dr. Wily's house with, lava. Why, Bowser? Why would you do that? What the heck do you even want, anyways? There's this one part of this level that requires a bomb power-up, and if you lose it, you have to start the level all over. What the hell was I thinking when I made this level? At the end of the level, it looks like Dr. Light's base is going to be invaded by Bowser, so the brothers work on heading over. The next stage requires the shell power-up to be used. The message at the end of the level isn't important, so I'll move on. The next stage requires you to use a Koopa's shell. If you kill it, you're screwed and you have to kill yourself to start over. Eventually, you get to the final stage where you play as Luigi. It was a huge pain, so I kinda just gave up. But at the end, I assume Mario and Luigi save Mega Man and it's a happy ending for everyone. Probably. So in the end, while I did enjoy making several of these games, overall most weren't too great, even if they were fun to play around with after digging them up. The graphics of all of them are a mixed bag since several clash styles of different games or combine them with my crappy hand-drawn. I don't make games as much as I used to, but I have come out with a small amount of stuff in recent years. My main project right now is a visual novel that will probably never get done. Well, if I get off my lazy ass, it will hopefully be done sometime next year. Anyways, it's because of the games I've been playing that I even tried making games, and the games I continue playing keep giving me ideas that are far too ambitious for a lazy ass like myself to make. We'll see what kind of stuff I put out in the future if I ever do put anything out.